Hi everybody, it's Chris from King of Paint again. Welcome back to the workshop with dreams and stuff. Um, it was brought to my attention that I never really finished off my thoughts about the RS1. Yeah, I mean I've campaigned it. I've ran my BD11 as well, back to back. Realistically, very similar results. Both qualifying and array finals pretty well. Both really close to the pace. Different way to get speed out of them. The BD11's all accuracy. The RS you can hustle a bit more, as you would expect a less experienced driver to do. But let's take 2 minutes and get a proper look at them both. We're back in the workshop again, simply because the light's better. As you'd imagine, for painting I need light to be as good as we can get. And yeah, I suppose this is the beast in question that we're asking about. I purposely didn't go out of the way to spend an awful lot of money on it. Again, it's a budget orientated thing, and I didn't want to go away from that. I see now there are carbon fibre shock towers and bits and pieces available for it. Still no kit roll bar from what I can see. So if you check out one of my other videos, you can see how we got around fitting those off older vehicles to see which ones you need and everything else. Yeah, I would nearly go as far as this is what the class needs. I mean, don't for 1 second get me wrong. This is wonderful. This is just, for the first time in the last, oh dear knows how many years, I've never really enjoyed touring car racing. Always would rather race 10th off road, but there's not the class around here for them. This is the first touring car I've really enjoyed driving, and every time you go out, every little change you make is just superb. I've had a nosy around the newer BD12, and it just looks brilliant. I mean, as far as a kit goes, unreal. But the reason I haven't got a BD12 yet is the reason why the RS1 I think is such an important car. It's difficult to justify the outlay for the new car whenever it really is. It shares an awful lot of the front suspension components. The rear is different. It's quite different. I really like the body mount structure and stuff in the back of the new one. But I mean, I'm never going to fulfill the potential for that. And this is so far beyond me at the moment. It's incredible. This is the baby. However, this is not what we're talking about. Pop it over there for a second. This is probably the perfect example of where I'm at the moment. My young fella is dominating the mini class at our class. He needs to jump up. I'm going to put him into Blinky with us. And it's a perfect opportunity actually to mess about with the new BRCA spec 17.5 turn Hobbywing Just Stock kit against our current, I suppose, old regulation 17.5s that we were running. Just curious to see how they get on side by side. It takes the sting out of the massive jump from minis running NiCad cells and brushed motors up to this thing. This itself, I mean, I don't know about clubs around the rest of the UK, but we've really not had as many new starts into the class as we would have expected. And I suppose the price has been the big thing. I mean, to put this on the track, if you're paying for the very latest chassis, it's 700 or 800 quid for the chassis. This was 100 and whatever 70 or 80 quid for the speedo, 100 quid for the motor. Decent servo at least 50 quid, lipo at 70 quid. You know what I mean? It's £1,000 to put that on the track, which just for somebody coming in who's maybe run a car around the street, raced in a cost controlled class, it's a phenomenal investment. Whereas this, I mean, realistically, look, don't get me wrong, side by side, that's better. Is it 3 times better? Absolutely not. This, for the money for the outlay, will outperform 90% of the people who'll ever drive it. I certainly, when I was surprised, I mean, I ran this to, I think, 5th in RA final a couple of weeks ago. And I ran this. This has done a string of 4ths and 5ths. Missed the A final once, my own problem, my own fault. But it's really been, and the way this, you get pace out of this, whereas the competition car, the BD11 is all accuracy and turn and all the rest. This you can drive like somebody who's less experienced and still get the time out of it. It needs hustled about a bit. Roll bars and stuff do help massively with that. It needs hustled about, but the pace is still there. I mean, I never ran the shorty lipo pack or anything in it. I ran the full size lipo in it. I did run the same motor and speedo as I'm running in the BD11 as well, actually, at the time. And apart from me putting a busted servo in the car the first time out, it's been fantastic. I do think it's what the class needs at the moment. I mean, this certainly moving away with the controlled motor and speedo idea. This, I mean, you can put in the track for, assuming you've done a junior class before and have radio gear, chargers and everything else. The car's 210 quid. Speedo motors 110 quid. Civic servos 50 quid. You're on the track for £400, which isn't such a massive jump up from running a Tamiya. I mean, an MO7's a good couple of £100 to get in the track as well. So it's a step, but it's not a leap. Whereas when you're expecting people to go out and buy that straight away into a class that they're not sure of is mad. That's why these, for a clubman car, are so important. This is now, I'm going to run this next weekend with the BRCA motor and speedo to see how it goes against the competition. And again, and to run the car because I quite like driving it. And then it's going on to 13-year-old Joy to run the last couple of meetings indoor and then the outdoor season with it. And you may find it's too quick, you may not enjoy it, at which point then that would have been a complete waste. There's also the fact that he's 13 years old and he still has the occasional exciting moment. So, I've broken a top deck on my BD11. This all of a sudden, I broke a top deck on this actually as well, but instead of breaking the top deck, I broke the shark fin, which was 11 quid to repair. I mean, that's better than, I think these were 30, 20, 27, 28 quid with top deck and that. Thank goodness I didn't break actual chassis, but I mean, the chassis are cheaper for this. Still runs the same. myself, next time I record a video, turn off the compressor. I am in the paint booth, just because the lighting's better, like I say. Yeah, Joey's going to run this outdoors in the last couple of rounds, and he still gets excited. Everything is, all the breakable parts are, these are BD11, actually BD12 with the new supports able to be fitted to the front for the body. BD10 wishbones, you know, everything there that you need to run. Yeah, certainly, I mean, for us, for what we need going forward, it's absolutely perfect. And then once we're in this, we run it for a season or two, we have the servo, the speedo, you know, a few spare parts, then we'll jump them up into and get the last couple of tenths a lap out of them and that. Look, yeah, hope you enjoyed my final thoughts on this. As ever, like, comment, subscribe, makes all the difference. It allows me to make more content. You know, if we can get this into a bigger class, we can certainly look at tidying up some of the productions as well. But yeah, I'll get back to the painting side of things now. Do a couple of videos on that, and I've just had a Yokomo RS1.0 2.0 arrive as well, which I intend to do my build thoughts on too. Thanks now, take care, thanks for watching, bye bye now, bye bye.